Hello? Are you still there? Good day. Good day. Today's Sunday. The time is 13:38. I woke up around maybe 12:30 or something like that. I wanted to allow myself to sleep as long as possible to really digest the big perspective and the planning and be really refreshed for the day, so I could really make some good large scale decisions. I've just eaten my protocol with my IL-CAR, AAKG, creatine, and just opened up YouTube. I feel like maybe I should look at some news, like we got a new video of Elon Musk's tweet. He tweeted 67 times yesterday. I need to cut my nails. And yeah, this is the screen I'm looking at right now. Let me make myself a little bit smaller. That's just a leak video, the Mythos thing. I've also been experimenting last night with some AI models. Actually, let me show you. These are some models I have, and I just is it like that maybe? I haven't run this one. I ran this one. I'm not sure if this one is bigger than 3 billion. Anyway. And what surprised me was how fast it was. Okay, there's loaded, and then I can say hello, and it starts talking. And this runs completely local on my machine. There's no API key, there's no internet needed. It just does this. And this gives me like a inspiring piece of hope. So I was testing it a little bit asking it about my system, like I want to create a, and it gave me some new information, like it taught me new things I didn't know. I want to create a AI system where I run each AI locally on my limited machine. I have a root goal to be achieved, and I want one AI to decide the sub goals and the sub goals of those, and create a kind of hierarchy of goals so that each Each leaf goal can be achieved by a local AI model. It will be a different AI model for each goal so that we can get the highest quality result. Let's give it big screen. Oh, what? It stopped working? No. What? This is so strange. It works on the stream, but my screen is stuck. Look. My screen got stuck at to implement this system. But the stream shows much more. This is very interesting because I've noticed some problems here. Usually this screen stops working when I run AI models, but apparently it still sends information to OBS. It's very strange. Anyway, I guess you can see. I can't see what it says unless I make it bigger, maybe. How do I? I kind of can see, not so good. I wonder if the TV works. Okay, now I can see the TV, but how do I have to move this without knowing where the mouse pointer is. Let's see if I can select it. There's the terminal. Now I can, oh, I can just move it, the terminal to this other. But then you don't see it. Yeah, I can't see it on the TV there. It's as I thought. It's the AI is running on the GPU, on the graphics card, and the graphics card gets it messes up the signals to the screens. So, but it's also interesting that one screen works, and that is the screen that I have connected to the local internal graphics card, the old VGA, so which makes it interesting. Anyway, you can't see this, but I can read it now. I guess I can stream this screen. That's interesting. Yeah, so it's a 4:3 ratio. Now you see everything that I see. I guess you're seeing that. Okay. It says, this approach is often referred to as hierarchical planning or goal decomposition. I didn't know these terms, but it makes sense that they existed. By having multiple local AI models each focus on a specific sub-goal, you can leverage their individual strength to achieve the desired outcome. To implement this system, you'll need to consider several aspects. Planning and goal decomposition. Your top-level AI will need to plan and decompose the root goal into smaller sub-goals. This can be done using various planning algorithms, such as best first search, A-star search, or hierarchical planning. Goal representation. You'll need to define a way to represent each sub-goal in a format that can be understood by your local AI models. This could be through a graph-based representation, knowledge graph, or a simple text-based description. Local AI model selection. Your top-level AI will need to select the most suitable local AI model for each sub-goal based on its domain expertise and performance characteristics. Execution and coordination. Each local AI model will execute independently, but you'll need to ensure that they coordinate with each other to achieve the overall goal. This could be done through message passing, shared memory, or some other form of inter-agent communication. Yeah, that's the shared context that I've been talking about before. Some popular techniques for hierarchical planning include hybrid planning. Combines planning and local search to find a good solution. Goal-dependent planning plans sub-goals that depend on the current state of the world. Hierarchical A-star search, a variant of A-star search that incorporates hierarchical planning. To implement this system, you could use various AI frameworks and libraries, such as TensorFlow for building and training neural networks models for each local AI. PyTorch, similar to TensorFlow, but with a different focus on dynamic computation graphs. OpenSSL, a library for building, planning, and decision-making systems. To get started, I'd recommend exploring the following resources. Hierarchical Planning in Robotics, a survey paper that covers various approaches to hierarchical planning in robotics. Planning and Decision-Making in AI, a course or tutorial series that covers the basics of planning and decision-making in AI. TensorFlow or PyTorch tutorials. Get familiar with your chosen framework by working through some tutorials. How do you plan to approach this project? Do you have any specific questions about the architecture or implementation? So this is similar to the answer it gave yesterday. It gives the suggestion to work with TensorFlow and PyTorch and OpenSSL to make my own models. But I think that if let's check that quickly. I suspect that training my own models will not be suitable on my local machine. I have a, what was it? NVIDIA GTX 1060. And 15 GB of RAM with 6 GB of VRAM. But I can't go to the previous row. Oh, 6 GB of VRAM and 10 GB of regular RAM with an Intel i5 processor. I don't know if it knows, if it can reason and know this. It can see it's a limited machine, or maybe it assumes that because of how I framed the information. Training might not be feasible due to the following constraints: GPU memory. Training deep neural networks requires significant amounts of GPU. VRAM bottlenecks. Even if you had more VRAM, training would be relatively slow. Consider constraints. Pre-trained models, you can use pre-trained. Model pruning or distillation. Cloud-based training. Take advantage of cloud-based training. That I've been thinking of maybe doing something like that. One thing it makes me rethink everything, because if I want a good enough model, like for generating audio, for example, then I might be able to train and make a model that, like, I might be able to divide the task into a lot of small tasks, or maybe not sure. But let's say I can do that, and I can make a hierarchy of AI models that are trained for a specific purpose, and they run locally, and I just have to train them on cloud services, and then download the model and then run them locally, and then get the result, good enough result. But that whole kind of idea, the whole workflow there, it's like, it's not a short-term solution to finish the game. It is a long-term solution to make many games. And that would be fun, and yeah, but it doesn't align if I'm going to focus on super intelligence as fast as possible. And I've been thinking about this, that maybe I shouldn't really create to just finish the game. Maybe I don't need this system. Maybe it was too ambitious to make this system. Well, maybe. The real reason to make the system, to make the game, is to be able to rerun parts of the game, the development of the game. Like, rerun this background for this, change this background for this scene, change this character in this scene, change this, the name of this item in the scene. It's like a new kind of game engine that makes everything easier. It makes it easier to iterate. That's the dream. And there are people that are making these things, but they're not making it specifically for the game mechanics I'm looking for. So, and yeah, I have a specific goal in mind. And I've been thinking maybe I need to work in a different kind of way. And I've been thinking maybe I should be making a simpler system and just get the game done as fast as possible. But also, if I go back, if I think about the reasoning behind running local, it's that I have full control, which makes every step, like I can build upon every step, because I have access to running the inference as much as I want. But it is a kind of I think it's a kind of a desperation thing, or a kind of something like that, just during this month, because this month was when I didn't have access to AI cloud compute anymore because of finances, and I realized how that kind of limits everything, or it increases the risk, because my finances is not stable finances. What I want is maybe I should start to develop this hierarchy. But I can still use not local inference. I've been thinking of looking to other DeepSeek, for example. DeepSeek cost. This one says DeepSeek undercuts Grok by 90%. DeepSeek has an input per million tokens. It's incredibly much cheaper than Grok 4. But I think Grok 4 has gone down to what? Pricing API, via model pricing. Yeah, 1.25 per million. And Grok build is $1 per million. I don't know how many tokens I need to develop the system, etc. But Grok build will probably have access to voice API and image. Maybe. With if I get DeepSeek, I can get many more tokens, but I don't know if I need more tokens. What I need is a different kind of workflow. The game is not designed completely. Interaction design is not complete. It is, the fundamental skeleton is done. It needs fine-tuning, it needs concrete examples of how it's gonna work. The game basically needs a prototype. Yeah, anyway, the large question, whether I'm gonna focus on superintelligence or the game, the solution I've come to is that I will use AI when it is leverage in order to finish the game as fast as possible. And after that, I can focus on superintelligence. Like focusing on getting the game done in, I don't know, July or August. That's actually the kind of main plan, I think, already. Where are you, Obsidian? Did you open in another screen that I cannot see? Yes, you did. Open on the TV. This was the plan. USB launch 1st of November. Packaging here. Low. This doesn't make sense. This map is this timeline. Claude did not understand things. But anyway, here I cannot polish on fun parts after I've loaded the USBs and assembled the packages. I think in October I was planning to assemble the packages. So in September is the last month to have the game polished. So I think I'm gonna combine and merge my work to leverage AI to get the game done as fast as possible. I'm gonna listen to some music that I cannot share with you, unfortunately. And then I'm gonna go to my whiteboard and start. Actually, I'm gonna need. It's better if I restart because then I have access to my other screens as well. Yeah. I guess this live is one of the shortest lives, just half an hour. But I will come back. Can I just do this?